Hello and welcome to our home. It's that time of year where the lamp is on in the morning and it's on in the evening because of those mornings that stay darker and the evenings that get darker sooner. The little lamps are on in the living room, but before long the morning sunlight comes streaming through. The house starts waking up. Those beautiful colors of autumn start filling all of these windows. And it's such a cozy time. Every time I do a home tour, I use the word cozy. I think that is really what I aim for in our home, is for that cozy feeling. So I'm going to take you around today. I'm going to show you how I have our home decorated for fall this year. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you spend a little time with me here today. Maybe just get a cup of coffee and a warm blanket and just sit down and relax. I'm going to take you around and just show you the things that made my heart happy this year when I was making our home have an extra layer of coziness for the fall season. We'll start here with this overview of the kitchen dining room. We have an open concept. We did a complete remodel of our kitchen and dining room a couple of years ago, and I love it so much. So let's look at some of the things I have on my counters. I don't put out a whole lot of stuff, but I have this cutting board with this little lamp. I painted the base of this lamp black during the summer, and I've had this ribbon tied around it for a while. I was so happy to find that little bitty tiny plate that matched the ones that I had last year on my dining room table, so I just added that there beside it. I love turning this lamp on first thing in the morning, and then when it is evening time and we finished up with dinner, I turn it back on. It just adds that cozy and gives us a little light in our kitchen. We got this cabinet beside this from Wayfair, and James has all his coffee supplies in there and his espresso machine sits on top. So right there together, it's our little coffee station. Hanging above that is our God and family sign. That is a treasure to me. I will always love having that. And all of our little supplies, I guess a coffee bar, if you will, just kind of are collected here together. A couple cutting boards. I got a few of these little wooden recipe cards, and I just hung the little apple pie one there to finish that off. It just all looks really cute together. On the other side of my kitchen sink, I have my soap, my paper towel, and my KitchenAid, and look at this beautiful striped bowl. I saw that Walmart was selling some KitchenAid bowls like this, and I pointed out to James, and I was like, you know, there's a black and white striped one I have thought about getting for a couple of years, and I just won't break down and get it. And a few days later, he told me, he said, on Tuesday, you've got a special delivery coming, just look for it. And he had looked online and found that striped bowl for me and bought it, and I thought that was the sweetest thing ever. I have absolutely loved this checkered butter dish I found at Big Lots for about $7. It has made the biggest fun statement sitting there beside my stove. I have loved that so much. And then those little striped pumpkin plates, I actually got two of those at Ross. And yes, as you can tell, I'm a big fan of black and white. Always have been, and I always will be. Over here behind my stove, I put a tension rod at the end of the summer, earlier in the summer, and I hung some little vintage plates that I have on that. some cutting boards. I love that look so much. My baked goods sign has been there a lot. I switch it out sometimes, but I really liked how this turned out. I love these old ironstone plates, and they just look so pretty displayed here. And let me just show you a simple swap. I loved that checkered ruffled towel that I have, but I also love this one. I bought this one new this year. It's a sweater material. It's called Cupcakes and Cashmere is the line. I love this. So just a simple swap can change the whole look of something, and I really think this one's fun, and I've put this one out now for the rest of the season. This is a little space that I don't often show because it's just narrow and small, but it's just too cute not to show right now. I love this new black checkered rug that I got. I've had the black checkered curtain for a long time, and it just looks so fun in that entry. I love it. We use our back entry much more often than we use our front. I painted my back door, both sides, black. They were gray. It was gray before both sides. And I just put together this really beautiful fall basket, all from materials that I had. The little towel that I put in there came with that set, the cashmere, cupcake and cashmere towel that I already showed you. My black and white coat always hangs here. It's my raincoat. My black and white umbrella is always there. And then I have my summer hat and a fall hat hanging there, as well as my fall sweater that I've been wearing. And it's useful and it looks nice. We made the hook unit there from old pieces of wood that we took down from a room upstairs, and just ordered those hooks off Amazon. And then this is our happy place. I found that at Hobby Lobby recently, and I just thought that was so sweet and wanted to put that in the entry. New piece I just found at the Dollar General. Thought this was really sweet. I just wanted something a little bit different there, and I was really happy with that. I think it was like $15 maybe. And then behind that door is our furnished room and a little bit of storage. We keep our trash can in there, so that's nice. And then on down past the door here, I've got really not much changes there. I added a little pumpkin to the shelf. Otherwise, that one has been the same for quite some time now. Switched out the picture I had up during the spring and summer. I put these 3 little guys back up and just added a wooden pumpkin garland to the top of that. And I don't keep a rug under my table just on account of it's hard to, my chairs are very, very heavy, especially the wooden ones. It's just kind of hard to maneuver. So it just works best for us to not have a rug under the table. Very simple table setting, very similar to last year, using all things that I had already with the exception of those placemats. I had gotten those in the spring. And while I absolutely love to decorate, it's one of my favorite things to do is to make my house cozy, and I just love that. But I don't like to spend a ton of money doing it, and I also don't enjoy switching things out every time a new season rolls around. As far as like, oh, I used that last fall, I can't use that again. That's definitely not my style. That's fine if that's what you do, but I like to, if I'm gonna buy it, chances are I really like it and I'm not gonna be tired of it by using it one time. So I will reuse things, maybe put them in different places, maybe do them exactly the same if I've liked it. I do it as I feel like it in the moment, and that generally involves using pieces that I've had, that I've collected, that I really love over and over again. Okay, now for these shelves, our floating shelves in our dining room. I really enjoy decorating these. They're so much fun. Just kind of putting things here and there and then looking at it a while, switching it up if necessary. I just got these goblets. They are stone goblets. I found these at Goodwill for, I think I paid $5 for the whole set, and I looked them up on eBay and they were selling for close to $90. And so I am so glad that I decided to put those in my cart at Goodwill that day. I also found that stone pitcher there at Goodwill. I eventually moved that over to the other side. I think that was maybe $1.99, something like that. So I love thrifting and finding unique, interesting items. Lots of ironstone that I have. I have a whole lot that's not displayed that I've gotten at Goodwill and thrift stores for next to nothing. Now moving on to the living room, can you see the biggest difference here? If you've been here for a home tour, I have said so many times, I keep thinking about painting the brick. The brick has been painted and I love it. Our living room is a long, narrow room, and it's kind of divided in half by the wood stove. It works out just fine. The only real thing, it keeps me from having a opportunity to change around the furniture. It pretty much has to stay the way that it is, but that's okay. It works out just fine. So when I bought these yellow pillows back, I don't know if it was spring or beginning of summer, I can't really remember, I knew that I wanted to stick with them for fall. And so I have a much more muted look back here than normal because I just have the yellows sprinkled in here and there, and I really, really like it. I thought I may miss some of those orange colors, but I don't. I have them in other places in the house. So that little yellow pumpkin I found at Walmart when they first put out their fall decor, and I knew that would be my little yellow pumpkin that would go with these yellow pillow covers. And they kind of are giving off some of the yellows different colors on camera, but they all are very close to the same shade in person. Been working on updating some of my picture frames and printing off some of those cherished pictures from my phone to put inside. So that's some of the pictures that you see here. I'd been thinking about getting a bust like this for a while. I finally came across one that I liked that was a good price. So he is sitting here. I also painted the top of our TV console table here. It was kind of the gray color that the table is. I painted it black as well as the top of one of our end table, and really love how that turned out. added 3 more precious babies to our gallery wall. We are up to 7 grandsons now, you guys. Life is full and wonderful. And then I also added this new furniture piece. I really love that. I had been thinking about a piece similar to that to fit in that space and how that would look. I found this one and was thrilled with it. It looks like it was made to go there. Opposite of that is my piano. So that's why I'm saying this room works pretty well, because this is the perfect spot for my piano down here on this end. And so it just works out great. I decided to put 2 of my plants inside this copper boiler, and I just hooked the lid to this on the back. And so I've really liked how that is looking in that space. I can leave that there until we start using the wood stove. So now back to this brick. I had painted our master bedroom early in the fall, late summer, and I had some leftover paint in my tray, and I had already decided I was going to paint this brick, and that was my next project. I just wasn't sure about the color. Well, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a little test spot with this leftover paint that was in my tray from where I painted our bedroom. And lo and behold, I loved it. And I ended up painting this whole thing in probably less than 30 minutes. I just dry brushed, dry rolled it on, and loved it. And I thought about this for so long. I spent so much more time thinking about it than it actually turned out to take me to paint it. I didn't even have to think about the color because the one I had testing it worked perfect. I didn't even have to buy any more paint. So that worked wonderfully. I was so happy about this, and I love the change that it made in this room. Up for this video, I'm going to show you our little lower level bathroom. I just love how this turned out. It's absolutely a favorite. I found this rug a while back, and I let that be my guide for what I wanted to put in here for fall. I used stems that I already had, with the exception of the burnt orange little feathery stems. I did find this pot at Hobby Lobby. I think I paid $10 for it for half off. I had some of that orange ribbon, and of course tying a bow around everything is just makes everything so sweet. The candle I already had as well. Found the little shower curtain a while back at Big Lots, and then this garland, the leaf garland, I had that last year, and I think I used it maybe on the mantle. I'm not quite sure, but I just had this idea to put it with my shower curtain on the hooks, and it looks like it was made to be there. I love that so much. I probably don't want to ever take it off. then these little shelves, so sweet. I found the oval picture on top and the bow picture on bottom. Those both came from Hobby Lobby and just paired with things that I already had. I like to keep a little fun lighting here for the littles. I think that's fun when they're coming into the restroom. So at night, that looks really sweet. So yeah, I was really happy with how this little lower level bathroom turned out. I know this was a little bit of a longer video. If you stayed with me all the way to the end, leave a leaf emoji down in the comments. I am so glad for any time that y'all spend here with me. I appreciate it more than you know. Be sure and come back next week. I'm going to show you all around our front porch decorated for fall. All right, you guys, I'll see you next time. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.